Hello and welcome to another episode of the Devils in God's Country. I'm one of your hosts, Casper Rigsby. Our lovely, talented co-host, Miss Allie, is not going to be joining us again tonight. She will be back starting next week, however. Be very glad to have Miss Allie back here. Um, oh, sorry. I had
That was the
something
echo. Yeah.
playing in the background. Anyway, um, Tony Prouse, our other co-host, is here with us tonight, as usual. Should be here pretty much every night. So we're glad to have Tony with us. Glad to have somebody to kick my ideas off of, especially when Miss Allie can't show up. Um, Tonight's topic is dealing with um, hypocritical criminal pastors, and what I mean by that, we're gonna start off by talking about just one that was recently in the news, and we'll talk about a few more after we deal with this one guy. Uh, the pastor's name is Kenneth Adkins. Now, Kenneth is somewhat known for after the shootings at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. He popped onto Twitter and said, "Hey, man, I'm sick of dealing with these gay people, and they got what they deserve." Um, well, most recently, he is now known for being charged with child molestation of a little boy. Way to go, Kenneth. You're the real fucking MVP, buddy. So this is the shit we're talking about, okay? This sort of hypocritical bullshit, and it comes so much from these, hardcore right-wing Christian conservative assholes that really just want to hate on homosexuals, and they hate on liberals, and they hate on fucking secularism, and secularists, secular activists, and they spew this fucking venom constantly, uh, with bullshit like, hey, they got what they deserved, fuck all those dead people, um, and then they turn around, and of course we see time and again the same sort of shit that's happened with Mr. Adkins. um, they get charged with child molestation, they get charged with kiddie porn, on their computers, they get charged with all sorts of deviant bullshit. And what what makes it worse than just the acts themselves is the fact that so many other right-wing Christian conservatives come behind them and they say, "Well, I made a mistake, but you know, through the forgiveness of Jesus Christ, he can be redeemed." And it's just like, fuck you, dude. Like, seriously, fuck you. He can be redeemed. You know what? He can be redeemed by going through the crucible that is known as fucking prison. He can be redeemed by getting fucking ass raped by multiple inmates in prison, because let me tell you, they don't really cater to fucking child molesters in prison. They're not very fond of them. They're not very fond of them in the same way that most people who have a conscience and, some sort of idea of ethics are not fond of fucking child molesters. The difference is, in prison, they will strap you down, hold you down 5, 6 at a time, and ass rape you every single day in and day out, as a means of retribution for you being a complete piece of shit and putting your hands on a child in some sort of sexual, physical manner. Um, I'm not saying that's justice. I'm not going to feel bad for the dude if he goes through it. In the same way, I didn't really, I wasn't feeling any compassion for Jeffrey Dahmer when he got murdered in prison. Like, sorry. Like, prison's a fucked up place. And a lot of people that are there deserve to be there, and a lot of people that are there, you know, especially if you're in on a case like rape, child molestation, murder, you're going to be there. You can be there for a while. And for the folks that are in there for a while, they make of it what they can. And if that means taking advantage of some child molesting piece of shit, whether he used to be a pastor or not, that's what they're going to do. So, Tony, what do you think about this guy, Mr. Pastor Adkins?
So many thoughts. Just so many thoughts. Let's see. I just find it funny that I'm sure this is the type of guy who loved to claim the moral high ground on people like you and me. I'm sure he was that kind of dude. And a little remark to what you said about the prison, that is fucking true. And the reason that is true is because most prisoners have their own fucking children. They can probably put themselves in that scenario, and they would probably get pissed at a person like that, let alone sharing a cell with someone like that. But it just, to me, it's just fucking hilarious because these are the people who claim to be so enlightened because he has a relationship with God, or a God that he thinks is fucking real. And all the while he's doing this fucking shit. And then, rather funny that I think one of the things he did was he called I think a school board member or some kind of commission candidate a child molester, which I find very hypocritical because all the while he's doing that. But this is just another example of what the Christian religion teaches, or most religion teaches, that you can pretty much be a piece of shit and still be forgiven no matter what you do. This is why religious morality will never fucking win. Okay, this guy was probably being good simply because his book fucking told him to. Whereas people like you and me, we're simply being good for the sake of being good. That's all.
Oh yeah. That's one of my big fucking gripes with religion in general. For a great deal of religion out there, it promotes this idea that it's only wrong if you get caught, and if you get caught, you can just ask for forgiveness and it's all good. There's not even a sense that you need to make reparations to the person that you've injured. You can steal from somebody, and that's not okay. But if you ask Jesus for forgiveness, Jesus and God will forgive you. So you're still okay. You're still okay in God's eyes. Now you don't have to fucking pay back the motherfucker you stole from. You don't even have to apologize to that asshole. Fuck him. You just have to make sure that Jesus knows that in your heart you're sorry. And honestly, I say fuck you to that idea entirely. When you fuck someone over, you owe that person. You've injured that fucking person. You have a responsibility to make it right with that fucking person. Fuck your imaginary friend. I don't give a shit if your imaginary friend fucking forgives you. Drop Dead Fred can fucking forgive me for all the bullshit I've done in my fucking life. That don't make it right. And I'm forgiven. That doesn't mean I'm cool with the people I fucked over, whomever they may be. If I want to make shit right, it's up to me to actually go out and, try to make amends with whomever I've injured in whatever way I've injured them. That's the reason that most atheists don't commit murder. There's plenty of people on this planet that I look at and I'm just like, I don't really know that you deserve to be here. I mean, you're not really doing anything constructive for the human fucking race. And I'm not going to shed a tear if you fucking die. But I'm not going to kill you either. Because that's the sort of thing you can't fucking repay. You can't make that right. You can't make amends for doing that. You can't make amends to the people who are left behind after you do that. You can't make amends to the person that you've murdered. Obviously, that's out of the fucking question. You can't make it right. Same reason I don't fucking rape people. I mean, not that I have an urge to rape people ever, but even if it even came across my mind, I wouldn't do it because you can't fucking make amends for that shit. You can't make up for that. You know, I don't steal from people because I don't want to have to try and figure out a way to make amends for that. I don't want to have to fucking deal with how I'm going to feel if somebody steals from me. I know I don't want people to steal from me. So I don't steal from other fucking people. I know that if someone steals from me, it's not going to be an easy thing for them to make amends for. It's not like you can just fucking pay me back. It's not like you can just give me my shit back and be like, oh, it's okay, cool, you got my shit back. No, there's emotional harm that's done with that. However minute, however minor that emotional harm, there's an emotional harm that's done there. There's a breach of trust. There's a breach of respect. Those things are not easily reconcilable. Those things are not easily amended. So, you know, you don't do fucked up shit to other people, first and foremost, because you don't want people to do fucked up shit to you. I mean, that's the number one reason that you don't do fucked up shit to other people is because, hey, you don't want them to do that to you. You don't want them to do it to your family members, your friends. You just don't want that shit to happen to people that you know, so you don't fucking do it. It's sort of a tit for tat. Like, hey, I'm not out here robbing everybody. Hopefully, everybody won't come rob me. Maybe we can act civilized with each other. You know, it's just the general fucking basic idea of a civil society. That's what we do. We try not to fuck each other over as much as possible. For most of us. Now, that we can kind of exclude sociopaths, psychopaths from that list of people that don't fuck people over because they don't want to be fucked over. But then again, that's a mental health issue. So, you know, maybe a little bit more. Excuse me. Maybe a little bit more attention could be paid to mental health. And hey, this fucking pastor hasn't been convicted. Now, I'll go ahead and make that clear. You know, he has been accused of child molestation. Okay, that doesn't mean he's been convicted. That doesn't mean he actually did it. I don't know if he did it or not. I know that 9 times out of 10, random people don't just go out and say, "Hey, man, my pastor was touching me on my dingus." Like I'm going to say that doesn't happen a whole lot, if much at all. That's not the sort of thing you just go out and say. I would say that if someone's making an accusation, that they felt that he did something that violated them in some sort of sexual way. Of course, it's up to a court to convict him and to sentence him and all that good shit. Right now, he's just accused of something. But there's certain accusations that we can kind of, you know, take at face value. A lot of times. So just to be clear, the guy hasn't been convicted yet. So maybe he's not a kitty fiddler. More than likely, I would say what will happen is probably 1 or 2 more people will come forward saying, yeah, he was doing this to me too. That's most often that's what we see in these sorts of cases. And we have a long-standing track record to look at to know that that's almost always how these things play out. We look at the Catholic Church. Many of these priests that have been accused of child molestation, it's been one person speaks up, and then here comes the bus behind that one person, because, you know, once one person speaks up, it kind of gives you the courage to step up as well. So we see a lot more people come forward behind that one person more often than not. But speaking of the Catholic Church, and of course this ties right in because this has been a long-standing event amongst the Catholic Church. And I know a lot of people are like, well, there's thousands of clergymen out there. There's thousands of priests, if not tens of thousands. So, you can't just blame the whole Catholic Church. And of course, it's not like every Catholic priest is a child molester, okay? Like, I'm not going to say that. I'm not even going to allude to that notion. But we definitely can blame the Catholic Church. And the reason we can blame the Catholic Church is because the Catholic Church is the most organized church face of the earth. They have a structure. They have a hierarchy. So there are people in charge. There's the Vatican Council. There's the Pope. And time again, we see the Vatican Council and the Pope coming through. They spend millions and millions of dollars on out-of-court settlements for people that have accused priests of child molestation or molestation of some sort. And time again, the church has worked to cover that up, to protect these priests over and over again. So we most certainly can say that there is an inherent problem within the Catholic Church. Now, that isn't necessarily a reflection on all Catholic people, nor is it a reflection on all Catholic priests. But it is a reflection on the church body itself and the hierarchy of the church body. It's a reflection on the Vatican Council. It's a reflection on all the bishops and archbishops that get together and have these closed-door meetings in Vatican City and discuss how they're going to handle these problems. It's definitely a reflection on the our new PR Pope that the Catholic Church brought in to seemingly try and revamp the image of the Catholic Church. Who, he turns around and contradicts himself all the time. One minute he's telling us that, God loves everybody and anybody and everybody can get into heaven. And then he's telling us how homosexuals are destroying the family and telling us how liberalism and fucking secularism is destroying the world and all this other horse shit. So, he's a back and forth wishy-washy flip-flopping motherfucker. But his whole thing is to try and change the image of the Catholic Church. People are supposed to feel like he's a good guy Pope. He's a nice guy Pope. Mm-hmm. He said atheists get to go to heaven. Yeah, I like this Pope. No, fuck you. I don't want to go to your heaven. Fuck your heaven. Fuck your God. Fuck your Jesus. I don't want to go. If there's an open invitation, Jesus can suck my balls. I don't want nothing to do with him. I don't want nothing to do with this fucking religion. Nothing. None of it. And I'm not persuaded or fooled by this fucking PR Pope. And I most certainly do hold a high level of contempt for the Catholic Church as an organized body and as an organization when it comes to their coddling of their priests, their protection of child molesters, where time and time again they moved them from one diocese to another, kept them out of prison, kept them from getting charges, brought them to Vatican City so they can't be charged. If the Catholic Church wanted to take a real stand on this shit, expose them, put them out there, send them to the fucking police, send them to the courts, let them be tried in a court like every other fucking person. They're still just people. When a person fucks up, those that they've wronged deserve justice. They deserve some sort of amends to be put on the table, even if it's not going to fix the problem, even if it's not going to take back the injury. They deserve for some sort of even remote justice. And if the Catholic Church as an organization had any sort of idea of ethics, what they'd be doing is exposing these priests, turning them over to the police, turning them over to the authorities, and making sure that they stand trial and not providing them with lawyers and millions of dollars, I might add, that come from tithes that, you know, your general average decent Catholic person out there pays into their church, thinking that they're helping the church. You know, they're helping the church that they believe in and helping to do good things. And in turn, their money is being used to help child molesters and fucking pedophiles move from place to place so that they can commit crimes over and over again. It's just it's fucked up. You got any thoughts on the Catholic Church, Tony?
I've never respected the Catholic Church, and not to backtrack here, but it just amazes me how just the word God is given so much power. Because I guarantee you, if any of these pastors were to say something stupid, like I think I wrote it here in the chat, if any one of these guys would say, you know what, it's okay, Fred Flintstone forgives me, everyone in society would look at that person like they're fucking nuts. But because it's the word God, we give them a free fucking pass. And the Catholic Church, um, so much to say on that. So much to say I can't even think right now. Yeah, this new pope, where he said that atheists can get into heaven, that goes against his doctrine, obviously. And even if it didn't, I don't want to be in your fucking heaven, worshiping your God, so pretty much metaphorically sucking his dick all day. No, I'd much rather be in hell, chilling it with Jason Voorhees, chilling it with the Crypt Keeper, chilling with Fred Krueger. That's what I want. If that is, if the Christian, hell is actually real, which it's not. But just amazed me because there was a story on the Atheist Republic website, believe it or not. Church in California. Let me get the actual name here, as you always come prepared. Power of Living Ministries in Brentwood, California. Apparently, one of it, they hired a deacon who apparently is on the child molester list. And the only reason this was brought to attention was because I think someone from the church saw his picture on the Megan's list. Megan's list. Megan's Law list. And of course, they're still this church is still determining to keep him on board because they said that they wouldn't have hired him if he was truly a danger to the children. They wouldn't have hired him. Can you imagine if this had been any other position? If this had been if he was a teacher, and some administration said, you know what, we wouldn't have hired him if he was truly a danger to children. But because of the church, I guarantee no mainstream coverage. I guarantee if this had been in school or fucking even a grocery store, this would have been fucking mainstream news. Yet it's not.
There there are people who get on the Megan's Law list who genuinely aren't a danger to children, such as people in states that don't have Romeo and Juliet laws. Here in Tennessee, we have what's called a Romeo and Juliet law, which means that if you're dating someone that's less than 4 years younger than you, and you turn 18 and you get caught having sex with them, you can they can use this Romeo and Juliet law to say, look, they were together before this person was of legal age, and so in other states that's just flat out statutory rape, period. And it will get you put on the Megan's Law list. It is considered a sex crime. So there are some genuine cases where some of these people have gotten onto this list and they're not actually a child predator or a sexual deviant. Is it most of them? Not even by a long shot. Not even close. As far as this deacon that was hired at this church, I'm pretty sure that doesn't apply to him. I'm pretty sure that's not why he's on the list. Is for some act of statutory rape where he was he turned 18 and got caught having sex with his 16-year-old girlfriend and got hit with statutory rape. That happens. from time to time, that does happen, and people will get put on this fucking list because of that. But very few and far between. It's a rare case, and I can't say I honestly um, feel like that should happen. You know, if someone's 18, they've been dating this person since they were 16. You know, they've got a long standing relationship, and the other person is underage. Um, is it illegal according to the law? Yeah, but maybe we need to look at the law, you know, and have more of a Romeo and Juliet law sort of situation where it's just like, look, this age discrepancy is something that they grew into, and it's not somewhere where an 18-year-old or 19-year-old came in and took advantage of a 15-year-old or something, you know. Um, but so often we see these hypocritical pastors, and it's not necessarily just the hypocritical criminal ones either. Another good story that's been popping up in my news feed recently and floating around Facebook was about Tony Perkins, I believe, the leader of this fucking family organization or what the fuck ever, some right wing organization that's all fucking horrible anti-gay shit. He came out and said that natural disasters are acts of God against homosexuals and just a bunch of stupid shit on that level. And then uh, here recently, his house was flooded in Louisiana and totaled by a natural disaster. So you know, there's only two options there. Either natural disasters they happen and anybody can be a victim of them, or this dude's gay as shit and he's just hiding out in the closet. I don't know which one it is. No, I'm gonna take that back. I know exactly which one it is. He could still be gay and hiding out in the closet. I'm not gonna say that he's not gay, but no, man. Natural disasters, they're terrible, terrible events that happen. They can happen to anyone at any time, and they're terrible acts. And to equate that sort of thing with the supposed vengeance and wrath of your God against, you know, people just simply being who they are. Like that's it. They didn't do anything to anybody. They're just being who they are. That's it. And you equate these terrible acts that kill hundreds of thousands of people every fucking year on this planet. You say, oh well, that's God's wrath, God's vengeance, because some people like, you know, sucking dick or a dick in the butt. That's fucking crazy, and it's a terrible thing to say to people and to equate that like that. And you just kind of have to laugh. I feel terrible for almost all the people who lost their homes in Louisiana due to this last rash of flooding, and Texas too. I think they've had a good bit there as well. Don't feel sorry for that dickhead. I don't feel sorry for him. Fuck that dude. I'm sure his house was insured for plenty of fucking money. I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll have him a new place, no problem. He's not looking for any FEMA assistance. But I don't feel bad for him losing his shit. Fuck his shit. You know, it's no sort of retribution. That wasn't my God's wrath against an asshole. You know, I don't have a God that does that sort of shit. I don't have any God. And if I did, my God wouldn't be running around doing crazy shit like that. I'm pretty sure he'd have better shit to do with his time than to worry about where people are putting their genitals. I'm pretty sure that would be the lowest fucking thing on his list of shit to, you know, worry about. I don't know.
I got a story for you. Delaware has its own version. By the way, the name of the organization he is in charge of, I believe, is the Family Research Council. And unfortunately for me, My home state of Delaware has its own version of that called, and you can look this up in your free time here, Casper. It's called the Delaware Family Policy Council. And the bad thing is, I've had experiences with these people because they come to Dover Downs every fucking year. And for the past 2 years, I've seen them pretty much like never in your life have you seen so much persecution complex in one fucking place. And this year, I think it was in March, they had Tony Perkins there, and he started spouting off his shit. Pretty much saying the same shit you were just saying, and I'm sorry. This is precisely why I do not believe in atheistic God, because you expect me to believe that an all-powerful God, who supposedly has bigger things to fucking worry about, like, oh, I don't know, starving children, molested children, is actually going to give two flying shits who I have in my fucking bed. It is none of your business, or your God's business, who I have in my fucking bed. Hell, I could have a clown in my bed right now. That's none of your fucking business.
Ooh, I hate clowns, man.
I like clowns. Well, yeah, I like clowns too, but still, just yeah.
Oh no, I hate clowns. I have a
Clowns.
I,
Yeah.
I have a phobia. It's called coulrophobia. I have an intense fear of clowns. I don't know. Clowns bother me. I'd rather you be having gay sex than fucking clown.
Yeah. That was just a parody, but yeah, it's just one of the reasons why I do not respect the theistic position at all. Because at the end of the day, it's none of your business who I have in my bed, and it just irked me because I was watching a Google Hangout recently where there was a fundamentalist Christian. He actually compared being gay to someone cutting themselves. Because, the whole secular argument of, well, it has nothing to do with you. And he actually brought that up, well, if you see somebody cutting yourself, you wouldn't just walk by. I'm like, yeah, because there's actual harm there. Okay, there's no harm to you by having a man in my bed at all.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that in most situations like that, that's a pleasurable event for both parties.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's not really comparable at all.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not for fucking straight men, but for gay men and bisexuals such as myself, it's a pretty fucking pleasurable experience.
Yeah, it baffles me to even think that there are people who base their opinions on the lives of other human beings, on the notion that their all powerful almighty God that can create a universe is just sitting around going, hey, you don't do that with your penis. You don't do that with, stop that. Like, really? That's what you're gonna do with your Tom? Like, honestly, there's starving children all over the fucking planet. Deal with that shit. Like, come to somebody's house and go, hey, go feed people, man. What the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you over here harassing gay people? Like, go feed somebody. Jesus fucking Christ. But their God doesn't take time out of his day to fucking deal with that shit. No. And then when you bring that up, what's terrible about that is when you bring that aspect up to them, they tell you that, oh, well, it's our job to take care of that. We have to take care of each other. God's not just going to do it for you. But yet your God will send tornadoes and floods and all kinds of other shit to kill people because dick in the booty. Like, really? you don't see where there's a fucking serious issue of logic there? That seems rational to you? Like, I don't get it. I'm lost with these people. I'm lost with the people who fucking picketed Target because Target fucking came out and said, hey man, you can use the restroom that you identify with. Like, that's always been a thing at Target, and we're just letting you know that that's still a thing at Target. So, like, you guys are cool. Like, don't worry, you can shop here. We're not gonna fucking hassle you. And then people are fucking running around crazy like Target just started doing this shit, for one, when no, they were just restating their policy forever. And two, like all of a sudden now gay people are going to start being sexual predators constantly, and that just relates back to people like Tony Perkins, who wants to make it out like every gay person out there is a fucking sexual deviant, when statistically we can see, like factually, that transgendered people are on the lowest fucking spectrum of sexual deviants and sexual predators. Like transgendered people almost never do that shit. They just that's not what they're that's not what they're about. Um, so it baffles me. It baffles me to think that all of a sudden now straight guys are going to start dressing up as women just so they can go into a bathroom and watch women pee. Like, it just, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it always. I've gotten into many arguments over Google Hangouts about that because they always present this argument of, well, what if you're at the store with your daughter? I'm like, dude, stop presenting the narrative like you can tell with transgenders, because most of the time you fucking can't. And not to be mean, but I've seen some pretty manly-looking women. There was a story not that long ago where a freaking lesbian was, forced out of the bathroom by police because they thought she was transgender. Most of the time you cannot fucking tell. So my question to those people is, well, how can you tell? You can't. The only way for you to possibly enforce the law that you want is to pretty much waste police resources, checking everyone's junk. And fuck no, over my dead body is that gonna happen. I'm not gonna freaking drop my pants just to use the fucking bathroom just to make you fucking feel better. Or to feed your fucking paranoias.
What kills me about that one too is it's never a case of, these crazy fuckers being worried about what happens to their sons in the bathroom. They're always worried about their daughters.
Exactly, yeah.
You're not worried about your son being molested by some dude or some female that looks like a dude going into the men's room and molesting your son. You're not worried about that. You just think that men are going to come in and fuck with your daughter. And I'm going to tell you honestly, public restrooms are they're just not the safest fucking place on the planet, especially in places like rest stops, on the interstates and highways and stuff. These are not the safest fucking places on the planet to begin with. There are plenty of people who don't worry about dressing up in a fucking dress and will just walk up into a fucking women's room if they see there's only one person going in there and they think they can, get in there and do something. They're just going to go in there and do it. They're not going to worry about putting on a fucking dress, wearing a wig, none of that bullshit. These people have been doing this for a long fucking time. And they're going to keep doing it. People are going to keep doing that shit because people do fucked up shit sometimes. So you're not stopping anything by telling people who honestly identify with a specific gender that doesn't happen to match their physical makeup, by telling them, oh, you can't use the restroom with which you identify. And then what about post-op transsexuals? You got all the right plumbing, as they like to say. I fucking hate that shit. The plumbing. Well, the plumbing's right now, so what do we do? I don't fucking know.
Well, most transgenders don't even get the operation. Again, even when they don't, you still cannot fucking tell. And secondly, we wouldn't be having this argument if there wasn't gendered bathrooms in the first place. I've been to plenty of businesses where they just have a fucking bathroom. Let's do that. And by the way, where's your outrage over? And I've seen this plenty of times. I've seen, damn, I lost my train of thought. I've seen fathers take their daughters into the men's bathroom just so, just that way they can, help them and stuff like that. Where's your fucking outrage over that?
When I happen upon that, when that happens occasionally, I'm a little bit put off by it, of course. Um, but at the same time, I understand what that dad's doing. Like, he's trying to protect his little girl. He's trying to make sure that he can help her. So, you know, it's a little bit. It can be kind of embarrassing, a little bit off-putting. But you know,
Oh no, I
my
get that. I'm just saying that that's the argument that I present to other
oh
people.
yeah, yeah. But I've never been outraged over it, and of course I'm not gonna get outraged over it. I'm not gonna get outraged. No one's gonna get outraged over my wife taking our 3-year-old into the women's room with her, so that she can change a pull up. Like that's not nobody's gonna lose their minds over that. Um, and of course we shouldn't. I do wish that more businesses would have family restrooms, which were, a unisex restroom, a restroom that an entire family could go into, and everybody could take care of, what needs to be taken care of there, where people would feel more comfortable. We've got one of those. We've got family restrooms in all the WalMarts here in the town I live in. We've got a family restroom at the mall. Um, you know, so some of the areas around here are providing those, but you know I wouldn't even necessarily be against the idea of just having a singular restroom, one restroom with one toilet, one sink. You lock the fucking door when you go in there. If you're worried about bathroom safety, that's the safest you're going to be. One restroom, lock the fucking door. It's all good. But I think we sidetracked ourselves here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that was my fault. I think we sidetracked ourselves here, but I just it it always baffles me that we have to deal with so many people like Ken Ham, people like Ray Comfort, people along those lines, who want to tell us that, oh, you're an atheist, so you don't really have any sense of morality. Like, where do you get your morals from? If you're not getting your morals from God, where do you get your morals from? And yet, time and time again, the vast majority of the people I see out here doing some immoral, unethical, fucked up shit are supposed Christians, or supposed religious believers. And I'm like, I don't see where your supposed religious morality is actually doing any good with a great handful of your fucking followers. And they do it repeatedly too. It's not like, oh, this just fucking happened. I think a great example of that is Josh Duggar. Okay, this little fucker molested his own sisters when he was young, right? Got away with it. His parents covered it up. No charges came about it. We all found out about it way later. He's a grown ass adult. Now, as an adult, we come to find out here this motherfucker is on the Dolly Madison website cheating on his wife. Apparently, he's been running around fucking porn stars. And apparently, he's abusive as shit to the porn stars he's fucking. So it's a pattern of shit with this fucker. It's not a one-time occasion. It's not like, oh, he lost his way, but he found Jesus and he came back into the fold and now he's good. No, this fucker was raised in this shit. He's been religious his whole fucking life. I'm sure he's been baptized at least once. You know, and yet here we see, as a youth, he shows himself to be sexually deviant, a sexual predator, and then in his adult life shows the same sort of shit. And what does he do? Oh, well, I have a pornography addiction. I'm addicted to porn. I have an addiction problem. I'm gonna go to rehab. And then he disappeared for 3 months. Nobody even knew where the fuck he was at. He wasn't in fucking rehab where he was supposed to be. I just I lose it, because it's this pattern, and these people are continually doing the same shit over and over again.
Mhm.
And yet every time, you know, their community and their family and their friends all like, well, you know, he lost his way, or you know, Satan got a hold of him. Satan got in his heart and just tore him up. But he's come back to Jesus. He's come back to Jesus, y'all. He's okay now. He's been forgiven. He's been washed in the blood of the Lamb. Well, I'm sorry, I don't fucking forgive him. I know he didn't do anything to me personally, but I don't fucking forgive him. I wouldn't trust him around my fucking wife. If I had daughters, I wouldn't trust him around my fucking daughters. I think everyone in his family who has female children better watch their fucking kids. They better watch their fucking kids around that piece of shit. And his wife's sitting there, well, you know, a good Christian woman, she supports her man. That's what God wants her to do. So I'm gonna stand by him. Like, bitch, you're fucking stupider than he is. I have less respect for you than I do for him. You're a bigger piece of shit in my book than him. You know that's emotionally abusive to you just due to the fact that he's doing this shit, and you should get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. But no, I'm gonna stand by my man. That's what the Bible tells me to do. You're a dizzy bitch. When he does it again, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have no sympathy. I'm gonna make memes about you and everything, and I'm just gonna talk mad shit because he's gonna do it again. You know, because he keeps getting away with it. You know, there's no repercussion. There's no fucking responsibility. These people don't feel responsible for shit, and that's one of the big things that religion offers to people is a complete lack of personal responsibility. I don't really have to worry about what I do because I can just say 16 motherfucking Hail Marys and all is good.
Bam!
I
Like
might have to do an extra. Yeah, I might have to do an extra day or two in purgatory, but you know, I can still go out here and do whatever I want as long as I tell Jesus, I'm sorry, Jesus. It'll all be okay. No, fuck you. Personal responsibility. You're responsible for you. You do fucked up shit, that's on you. You don't get to be forgiven until the person that you fucking wronged says, hey man, I forgive you.
Yeah, I love that.
And
It's always like, and I've heard that argument as well, that you're just being atheist because you don't want to have personal responsibility. I'm like, dude, you are a fucking, I'm just going to say it, dude, you're a fucking Christian. You believe that if you do something wrong, all you have to do is say, God forgive me, and then bam, like an Etch-a-Sketch, it never happened. Well, that's not how I live. If I wrong someone, intentionally or unintentionally, I have to live, not only do I have to live with that, I have to seek out that person's forgiveness. I don't care about your God's forgiveness or your fucking prophet's forgiveness. I care about that person's forgiveness. And it shouldn't be that hard to fucking comprehend.
yeah, you know, an atheist is a man with no invisible means of support. You're on your own. Like that's the atheist life. Um, the best times in your life, people are going to support you and help you, and you should be grateful to those people for what they do to support you and help you. But by and large, you're on your own. Your actions are yours to own. If you do it, if you say it, fucking own it. That's your shit. You don't just get to wash it away. It doesn't just go away because you said, "Oh, forgive me," to some fucking imaginary wizard in another dimension. You know, the plus side, the plus side of being an atheist is when you do awesome shit, that's on you too. You get to own that shit. Now, it's sort of the flip side of the coin, because I see all these people, especially Christians, who are like, all glory to God, and you see motherfuckers like Tim Tebow are fucking praying after he fucking throws a touchdown pass and shit. As an atheist, when I do something totally kick ass, something that's just totally awesome, I get to look at everybody and go, I did that shit. Damn right, that was me. Fucking awesome. For that one moment in time when that happened, that was fucking awesome. And that was me. I did that. Worst case scenario, somebody helped me with shit, and I'm like, hey, it was me and these other people that helped me with it. So, like, kudos to them too, but, like, we did this shit. I have to give thanks to no fucking imaginary being. It's my shit. And when I fuck up, same fucking deal. Like, damn, I fucked up. That's my bad. That's on me. Shit. I wish I could blame it on some fucking demonic fucking presence in another dimension that just fucking forced me into doing stupid shit. But no, that's on me. I've done a lot of fucked up shit in my life. I have done a lot of fucked up shit. And that's all on me. Every bit of it. It's not anybody else's fault. It's not anybody else's responsibility. That's my shit. I've worked very hard to make up and make amends for everything that I can make amends for. And I think I've done pretty well at that. I've still got shit to make up for, though. But I'll keep working at it, you know. And that's what you got to do. So we're all going to fuck up. We're all going to make mistakes. Some mistakes are bigger than others, though. I think that, you know, getting back to our pastor who started off the discussion tonight, getting back to Mr. Kenneth Adkins, I can honestly say that, yeah, maybe you just fucked up. Maybe you just made a huge fucking mistake. You fucked up. If that's the case, own up to it. Own up to it. Own that shit. Fucking wear it. It wasn't Satan in your fucking heart. It wasn't any kind of other dumb shit. Dumb imaginary bullshit. You fucked up. Now, fucking own it. Do whatever you can to make up for it. And do your absolute fucking best not to do fucked up shit like that ever again. Ever, ever, ever. You know? But if you continue to fuck up, or if you fucking want to blame it on some imaginary demon or some shit, fuck you, dude. Be no sympathy. I don't know. We got about 10 minutes left, Tony. You wanna give us some thoughts?
Oh, and this douche. You know, one of my favorite comedians is Christopher Titus, and it was a while ago. He had one of his comedy specials, and he was actually talking about the Roman Catholic Church. Not to, I mean, it's so much sidetracking, but one of his jokes was, and I always found it great. He said, "What some of these priests need is, oh, I don't know, maybe a god they can pray to for guidance, or maybe some book with some rules they can follow." And just cracked me up that they, in their mind, they have this God, and they have these books full of rules, and they want to fucking follow them, but yet they condemn people like you and all atheists and all other religious people who don't believe the same as them for not following it. Okay, well, you know what? That's just plain fucking stupid. If you're going to call me out for not supposedly following your religion's rules, don't... sorry, that came out wrong. If you're going to condemn me for not following your book's rules, maybe you should follow them yourself. And as far as God-hating fags, yeah, he's not fucking real. At all. Okay? Even if there is one, he is not going to care who the fuck or what the fuck I have in my bed. Period. That is never going to change. It is nobody's business. Who I have in my bed is nobody's business. What I fucking do. Ever. If I do something you don't like in my personal life, fuck off. I don't care. You don't like the fact that I support abortion? Fuck off. I don't care. You don't like the fact that I'm bi? Fuck off. I don't care. I'll say that to anyone, Christian, Muslim, or fellow atheist. I do not care. Because most likely I'm never going to be here again. And probably you're not going to be here again. This is probably the only time you... Well, to me, there is no if. This is the only time you're ever going to be fucking conscious. So you might as well fucking enjoy it and enjoy the ride, because that's what I'm doing right now. That's all.
Yeah, I just I get tired of the hypocrisy from these pastors, from these priests, from these religious groups, from those Westboro Baptist cunts, you know, sitting there wearing a fucking cotton polyester blend t-shirt that says God hates fags, and I'm like, what the fuck is your problem, dude? I bet you ate bacon wrapped shrimp for lunch too, you fucking cunt. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, you know, there's a lot of religious people out there who take it seriously, and they they believe that the rules and the ideals of their religion are meant to be taken seriously, and they try their best to follow them to their best ability. And most of those people are really decent people. They really are. The vast majority of them, really decent fucking people. I don't give a shit if we're talking about Muslims, Christians, anybody. Doesn't matter what your religion is. Most of these people are generally decent fucking people. And in basic terms, they just want to get through the fucking day just like you and me. Just want to get from point A to point B. They want to get up in the morning, do their fucking job. They want to go to bed at night, lay their head on their pillow, and fucking sleep soundly. It's what most of these fucking people want. But I think the time has come for everyone to just acknowledge the notion that secularism offers objective ethics. Okay? This is just a realistic philosophical stance. Secularism offers to you the objectivity to look outside of yourself to humanity as a whole, to your other fellow human beings, to look at your fellow human beings and to ask yourself a few questions. The first question you need to ask is, do I want someone to do this to me? Whatever it is. Doesn't matter if it's murder, rape, theft, lying, doesn't matter. Ask yourself first, do you want someone to do that to you? I'd say that a good 98% of the population on this planet is going to say, no, I don't want someone to do that to me. Then ask yourself, well, if I know that I don't want that done to me, can I reasonably assume that no one else on this fucking planet wants that shit done to them? Yes, I can reasonably assume that. I can make a reasonable assumption that no one on this fucking planet, well, not no one, but the vast majority, you know, a good 98, 99% of the people on this planet don't want to be murdered. They don't want to be raped. They don't want to be stolen from. They don't want to be lied to. Okay, so here we have two examples. We have the personal example. I don't want it to happen to me. Then we have the objective example. Nobody really, at least the vast majority, wants it to happen to them. So then all we have to ask ourselves is, should I do it then? If I know I don't want it to happen to me and I know nobody else really wants it to happen to them, should I do it? The answer is no. And it's a very logical, reasonable, objective way to live your fucking life. Just ask those two simple fucking questions. And then that third piece of the puzzle comes right into play. It just falls right into place without any fucking effort. And that's what most people do. You don't need a fucking book to tell you that. You don't. You don't need to believe that there's some fucking imaginary space wizard living in another dimension watching you in order to think, hey, I shouldn't do this fucked up shit to other people, because the imaginary space wizard might get mad at me and not let me come live at his house after I die. You know, you don't need that in order to be a decent fucking human being. It's not necessary. So, in closing, I guess to reiterate, kind of tired of seeing these hypocritical religious figures. Um, honestly, I'm waiting for like Josh Feuerstein to get embroiled into a fucking sex scandal or something. You know something's fucked up's gonna happen to that dipshit. Um, I'm just sick of it. You know, you can believe whatever you want, but that doesn't mean you have to fucking say it out loud. You don't have to say that shit. Like nobody's going, hey, everybody needs to scream the bullshit that they think just out of their mouths all the fucking time. Like, let's just spew word vomit constantly and make sure that other people get covered in it. It's like nobody said you have to do that. So like you don't agree with homosexuality and you think that your God doesn't like gay people. You have every right to believe that. You don't have to say it though. Like really, you can just shut the fuck up and keep it to your fucking self. If you don't like gay sex, the best thing that you can possibly do, don't have gay sex. It's real fucking simple. Like you don't like seeing gay sex? Cool. Don't watch gay porn. Problem fucking solved. You don't like seeing two gay guys kiss on TV? Turn the fucking channel. You don't have to watch that channel, I promise you. There's other shit on TV. You can turn your TV off. Did you know there's an off button? You can just turn it off. It'll go away. You don't even have to fucking see it. I know it's the weirdest fucking concept. You can just fucking leave it alone. You don't have to say anything to anybody about it. Ever. And you know what? Everybody would be happier for it. You'd be happier for it because now you're not having to have conversations and arguments with people like me who want to call you a dipshit every time you say something fucked up about how you hate homosexuals. And I will feel better because I don't have to have that fucking conversation with dipshits who hate homosexuals. We'll both be happier. Just shut the fuck up, keep it to yourself, go about your day hating in your own little heart, and you just blacken your own little fucking heart and keep it to yourself. We'll all be happier. You don't have to say shit. You know, if the pastor hadn't made the tweet, you know, victim shaming the men and women killed in the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, the media would have never jumped on the fact that he got charged with child molestation. I know that's a weird fucking thought for a lot of people, but it's true. If he'd have just kept his fucking mouth shut the first time, the vast majority of us would have never known about this other shit. Something to think about, folks. You don't always have to say shit. Unless you're a drunk asshole on YouTube, and then, you know, I like saying shit. But people like hating on me for it too, so hey, I get mine in return. This has been another episode of The Devils in God's Country. As always, the comments, opinions, and statements made here do not necessarily reflect the comments, statements, and opinions of all members of Atheist Republic. We have a huge team of people involved in this organization. We cannot possibly speak for all of these people, and we certainly cannot possibly speak for the entire atheist community. So if you think that we're dipshits, or I'm a dipshit, or whatever, you know, anything that we've said here is just fucking retarded, feel free. Leave some comments on Devils in God's Country. Here on the video, you can leave them down in the comment section. You can go to our YouTube or our Facebook page, Devils in God's Country, and you can leave some comments there. And, you know, tell me what a fucktard I am there. If you like what we said, that's cool. Hey, man, feel free to, you know, expand upon it, give your own opinions. if you want to engage in some actual meaningful dialogue, every third Sunday or third Monday of every month, we have an open mic night here. So I invite you, if you want to have an actual conversation, real dialogue, meaningful discussion, not just, ad hominem attacks being thrown back and forth and calling each other fucktards. Please feel free to come on the open mic night and voice your opinion, and let's have a discussion. I'm always open to discussion and open dialogue. If you want to insult me or make fun of me or just talk mad shit about me, you feel free to do that on your own time. You have fun with that, because I'm done paying attention to those folks. So if you like the things that the Atheist Republic organization itself does, in so much as we're trying to build a strong atheist community online and in your local communities, please visit atheistrepublic.com and feel free to join our team as a volunteer. Right now we're really looking for some graphic designers. We could use some graphic design help, getting some memes out there, getting some infographics made up and stuff. So if you've got a little hand in that, if you got some experience with that, we'd love to have you on the team. Visit atheistrepublic.com/volunteer, and you can volunteer for that position or any other position if you want to blog, get your opinion out there. We'd love to hear that too. Also, sorry, the things that the Atheist Republic organization does are not free. This podcast, video cast, completely free. So we here at the Devils and God's Country, we don't need your money, but the Atheist Republic organization is a nonprofit organization. We could always use a little financial aid from anyone who's willing and able to help out. If they're like I said, if you're willing and able. If you're not, you can still be friends with us. We'll still be cool with you. It's not like a tithing situation. We're not going to kick you out of our little groups or any of that bullshit because you wouldn't donate to us or any of that shit. So thanks for your time and attention. Appreciate all the viewers that showed up in and out tonight. All the people that come later and watch the videos, all the people that are supporting us out there. We really appreciate it. Thanks for watching the Devils. And once again, sorry, I'm running a little long here. Once again, September the 19th, we will have Dan Errol as a special guest on the show. Dan is a author of 2 books, a book on secular parenting, and his latest book, which will be out in November, deals with secular activism. Dan is also a blogger on Patheos, an award-winning blogger on Patheos. Very, very cool guy, and a pretty good friend of mine. And he's going to be on the show September the 19th. So those of you who like the show and or know who Dan is, that'll be an interesting show. So please do come and watch September the 19th. We'll have him on here for an hour or so. Thanks again. It's been Devils in God's Country. We'll see you guys in a week from today, next Monday. So, oh shit, we're moving times. We'll be here at 8 p.m. Central Time next Monday. We're starting on at 8. We're moving time up to help accommodate everybody's schedule. So, thank you so much, and talk to y'all later. Bye.